Hello, I'm Nao Sogabe. Today I edited videos about my instrument together, but first let me tell you about this instrument. I've not yet introduced this lute instrument. I always explain that the lute fell into obscurity in Europe during the 18th century. However, a small number of them continued to be played, particularly in Germany and its surroundings. This type of lute is called mandora. It was also referred to as the garicon. The mandora does not have additional bass strings like the Baroque lute, for example. Starting from the mid-19th century, the mandora was somewhat modified into a guitar-like form and was given the name lute guitar. During the Wandervogel movement in Germany in the 1920s, it was a popular instrument. Afterward, many of these instruments were stored in attics in German homes and have survived to this day. Today, the lute guitar has become a well-known instrument at medieval festivals in Western countries. The lute guitar I have is a transitional form between the mandora and the lute guitar. The bridge and neck are typical for a lute guitar. The saddle is built in a guitar style. A lute does not have a saddle. Its strings are tied directly to the bridge. The neck has fixed frets, like a guitar. The frets of lute instruments are only wound around the neck and can be moved depending on the tuning method. However, it still has double strings like mandora. A lute guitar has a single strings like a guitar. The head is set straight like a guitar's, but there were already mandoras with straight pegbox. As I explained in the video about my instrument, the angled pegbox of lute instrument has a major advantage. The strings sit stably on the nut and the tuning remains stable for a long time. This instrument does not have this advantage and I have to tune it frequently like a guitar. It's a pity, but that's the way it is. This pegbox, however, has a backplate. Guitars do not have a backplate on the head, and the backplate on the pegbox is typical for lute instruments. It also features traditional wooden pegs, like a lute. So the bridge and neck resemble a lute guitar, while the strings and head are like a mandora, a hybrid instrument. The year of manufacture is unknown, so I can only estimate roughly, likely the second half of the 19th century. In any case, this instrument has a typical sound of a very old instrument. It sounds dry, bright, and yet rich in overtones at the same time. This kind of tone cannot be achieved with newly built instrument made from young wood. In my new video, I play this instrument for the first time on YouTube. is a lute. And this is a lute. And this is also a lute. It's like time travel with the instrument. Hello, I'm Naosu Gabe. I'm a composer and oud, lute and guitar player. Normally, when we talk about the history of oud and lute, we begin like this. Similar instruments like oud were already used by the ancient Babylonian and ancient Egyptian. Through the Silk Road, oud was handed down to Japan and became biwa in the 8th century. In the Middle Age, oud came to Europe and became lute. Oud was carried on to play in Persia and Islamic world until today. So, it's the general history of lute instruments, but let's take a closer look. As I already said, oud reached to Japan in the 8th century. In the treasure chamber of Japanese imperial court, Shoso-in, the original lute instruments from this period are saved until today. They are the oldest lute instruments in the world saved today. Japanese call this instrument biwa and keep the basic construction of the instrument until today. Especially gaku biwa, Japanese lute for gagaku, the music for the imperial court and Shinto shrine, keep the almost original form of the 8th century. So we could say when we listen to Japanese biwa, we can imagine how the oud in the 8th century could sound. For the another biwa, Japanese only added wider frets for sawari, a more buzzy sound like Indian sitar or flamenco guitar. You can find the links to the sound of the biwas in the video description. The body of a biwa is made from one whole wood. A piece of wood is undermined. But the body of oud today is made from a number of ribs. Why the construction changed, I explain later. When we say the word lute in English, it means the European instrument with the egg-shaped body between Middle Ages and Baroque period. But at the same time, lute is also the generic term in English for the instrument in this shape. When we say oud in a European language, it means the lute-type instrument in the Orient and Arabic culture area. When I talk with Arabic people in European language about oud, they use the word lute as the translated word for oud. For example, when I say I play also lute, they could answer, yes, I know you play lute, our instrument. And it could become a bit complicated. In this video, I use the word lute for the European lute and I say lute-type instrument or lute instrument when I mean as the generic term. Now we follow the Silk Road in another direction, to Europe. At the same time, in the 8th century, when oud reached to Japan, many musicians from Islamic world came to Iberia. And by the 11th century, Iberia had become a center of the manufacture of instruments. The troubadours and Minnesänger used the oud from Iberia as lute. First, the troubadours played the oud as it is with quill. By and by, they added frets and strings. But they kept the main construction of oud. As I already said, the body of biwa is made from one whole wood. But the bodies of oud and lute after this period are put together from a number of ribs. Why the construction of the instrument changed? Did something happen? I couldn't find any research about this change. So what I talk now is only my opinion. Now I want to consider about two reasons. One reason is the development of the skills of the instrument making. This is easy to imagine. The second reason could be the climate change in that period. After the 9th century, the temperature increased and the weather became unstable in the Mediterranean region. It's called medieval warm period. It's imaginable that it became increasingly harder to produce instruments from one piece of wood. But the instrument makers had the skills to make instruments from multiple thin ribs. Then, they must notice the sound became richer with the new construction. In this way, the new construction of lute instrument was born. But it's only my opinion. By all means, the timing of the fundamental change of the construction matches the climate change in this period. Do you think about that? Lute was adjusted the music in each period in Europe. So, in the Baroque period, during the 17th and 18th century, many strings are added to the instrument. Baroque lute has up to 24 strings. For the accompaniment as basso continuo, the neck was extremely extended. The length of the instrument reached up to 2 meters. Nevertheless, the construction of body was kept until the end of the era of lute. It means the basic sound of lute, so wood in this period, didn't change during 700 years from 11th to 18th century. In the Musical Instrument Museum in Brussels, we can watch the wood from the 19th century. Unfortunately, we can't listen the sound of the instrument, but construction is almost the same as lute from the Baroque period. We could assume that this wood could sound almost like lute from the Baroque period. Now I try to play my lute without frets, so I must move all the frets to the end. Now I can't use any open strings, nevertheless. Here we go. How do you find the sound? Please say your impression as a comment. Lute was forgotten after the Baroque period. The lutes we now play are the reconstruction of the instruments from Renaissance and Baroque period. When we listen to lute, we can imagine how could oud sound in this period. Oud, lute and biwa, they are rarely one same instrument from different periods. I find it fascinating to be able to listen to these instruments with the same origin. Many listeners comment that my instruments sound beautiful. As long as it's about my playing technique for sound, I'm grateful for that. But when it's just about the instrument, it's no longer really pleasing. Some people even ask, where can I buy that kind of instrument? I would like to play such a beautiful sound. Maybe it looks easy the way I play, but it took me 30 years before I could create this sound. The instrument only has the potential to produce such sounds. It's us instrumentalists who produce these sounds. Even if you have a super instrument, you can only get a few % out of its ability if you don't have the technique. So we have to work on the playing technique. I know many of you don't like to hear it, but it's the only way if you want to play beautiful sounds. Why do they have angled pegbox? Hello, I'm Naochika Sogabe. I'm oud, lute and guitar player. I'd like to thank you for so many positive comments for my videos. I'm particularly glad that most of the comments are about my musical expression and your impression of my music, and not so many technical questions about instruments, strings, or something like this. I play indeed extraordinary instruments, and these instruments are very important for my music. But I use them as tools for my purpose. My purpose is to create music for you, and my instruments are very good tools for my purpose. This is my Baroque lute, one of my main instruments. It's made by Nico van der Waals, a luthier in the Netherlands. It's a copy of the lute made by Johann Christian Hofmann in 1730. He made it in 1988. I ordered Mr. van der Waals a precise copy of the original instrument. I requested him to copy each details, even if it seems to be strange or insignificant, and he did it. And the result is this, a lute with very rich and variable sound. The top, the soundboard, is from pine, and the back is from maple. It's a very light instrument. I weighed before this video, and it has 990 grams with strings. Of course, it's not the original instrument, it's only a copy. And it's possible the original sounds completely different from this instrument. But nevertheless, I'm really satisfied with this instrument. Why do they have angled pegbox? If you play guitar, it's quite normal to tune your guitar several times during you play it. The head of a guitar is set almost straightly to neck. Therefore, the pressure the strings give to a nut is not so strong, so the strings can slip on the nut and guitar becomes out of tune. Because of the angled pegbox, the strings of oud and lute give high pressure on the nut. The strings stay stably on the nut, so the tuning of oud and lute is more stable than guitar. Some other string instruments have similar solutions for more stable tuning. For example, this is my violin. The pegbox of the violin family is not set angled, but shifted sidewise, from here to here. In this way, the strings lie angled on the nut and it becomes enough pressure. Quite elegant solution, I think. We could assume another reasons for angled pegbox. It's better balanced, it's more beautiful, I don't know, and so on. But the stability of tuning is a meaning solution, I think. What do you think about this? This is my main oud. It's an oud made by Jaweret El Fan. It's a famous instrument shop and maker from Egypt. So this oud is not made by a famous luthier or so, but it's a very high quality instrument with rich and various sound. Many Egyptian ouds have lush ornament like this. Because of the mosaic, this oud is a bit heavy. The mosaic are not only ornament, it has also function for its sound. The top is not directly set on the ribs. The ornament pieces are put on the border of the rib. The top is only jointed to the ornaments here, so the top can vibrate independently of the back. And this structure makes its special and strong sound. I don't have many instruments, only one or two of each of instruments I play. I don't like to collect instruments, but I like to collect ideas or methods into my brain. This is my main guitar, a 7-string guitar made by Ibanez. Ibanez is a famous guitar maker from Nagoya, Japan, and Nagoya is also my hometown. It has a special finish called chameleon. The color changes depending on the light. This guitar has a neck-through structure. The neck is not jointed here, but goes through to the bottom, and the body is sandwiched with mahogany. The strings go through the body for better sustain. This type of guitar, like Gibson Explorer, is rich on mid and bass range, so it matches good with strong sound of oud. I tried also with the Strat style of guitar. I have one of them, but they don't match with my another instruments. I began my activity as a musician as rock guitarist. When I was 15, I played already on stage. And later I studied historical music and music ethnology. So progressive rock and metal are my musical origin. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe and the notification bell so you know when new videos come out. See you in the next video. じゃあね。